Hey guys, Mike Hedlesky here at the Worcester County Rec and Parks Department in Snow Hill. We're doing our Workouts in Worcester series, and today we're going to talk about some flexibility and some mobility exercises. So first one I want to talk about is a seated hamstring exercise. Seems like a lot of people have really tight hamstrings. A lot of times that can lend to kind of some lower back pain and discomfort and stuff. So it's a really good idea to keep that super loose. So the first exercise we're going to do with this one is just find a nice seat where somewhere your thighs should be somewhere around parallel to the floor. Just want to go heel down, toes pulled back, keeping a really good posture up top, and you're just going to work on kind of hinging forward and down, keeping all that tension up top. So it's really easy to kind of relax, come down and grab your toe and stuff. That doesn't really stretch the muscle out as good as you could in this position. So if you just work on keeping a really tight, good posture, good rigid posture, keeping your toes pulled back, then you can just kind of move around a little bit, find some different spots to stretch through, and do that for about a minute or two at a time, and that'll get your hamstrings nice and loose. All right, our second stretch we're going to work on is an overall kind of shoulder, chest, tricep, bicep stretch here. This gets a little bit of everything, and you're kind of moving in a big range of motion the whole time, so we're working on a really good active range of motion when we're doing it. So all I'm going to do is just grab onto something sturdy, step one, make sure it's not going to flip over on top of you or anything, and then just keeping a nice tight grip. All I'm going to do is get my arm nice and straight. I'm just going to turn and work on really turning my head away from that shoulder, turning away from that stretch. So from here, I can kind of move around a little bit. You're going to get a little bit more of a stretch feeling in your chest, the front of your shoulder, and your bicep when you go in this direction. Then to turn around and get the back of the shoulder and some of the stuff between your shoulder blades and your upper back. You can kind of work on hinging, pushing your hips back, and then doing the same thing, just kind of moving around, find some different spots to stretch through, and you just want that to feel like a different stretch every time you get into a new position. Alrighty guys, our third and final stretch for the day. We're just going to work on just stretching out that big strappy muscle kind of right above your hip here. It's called your quadratus lumborum, in case that's ever on Jeopardy, now you know. So a lot of times this big muscle kind of gets tight for people sitting too much, or either sitting too much or even doing too much activity. It could be like overused a little bit and it gets super tight. So pretty much the only way to stretch this thing out is you take your outside foot, whichever side you want to stretch, and you're going to cross it over your other foot, and then just find something nice and sturdy to grab onto, and then just focus on taking that hip and kind of popping it out. So you just want to get a big long line here from your hand all the way down to your hip, and then really try to kind of just laterally move to that opposite side. You should feel a pretty big stretch in that hip you're trying to stretch out.